My original inspiration for founding the Creativity Conference was that I wanted to create a safe space in which magic could be real again. And I remember the moment that I discovered that dragons, wizards, and magic potions were not real. I was very disappointed with the universe. I remember having words with the universe. This reality is rubbish. So we'll have to make dragons, wizards, and magic potions real ourselves. For those who... how many of you have attended a creativity conference before, just as a show of hands? Oh, good number, okay. All right. How many of you are just here for the coffee? Okay. I see you. I mentioned the first time we ran this, and I'm not sure if I mentioned it at every one. I studied the Celtic shamanic tradition in the UK, which is the same root as the First Nation shamanic tradition. It's the same root, same origin, essentially the same religion. And it's said in the shamanic circles that when a particularly large ceremony will be held, you may have a second shaman. The first shaman performs the ceremony. The second shaman holds the space. My job is to hold the space. And I also ordered the coffee, so you're welcome. Yeah, hashtag priorities. I was raised by intellectual hippies, which I usually say is like being raised by wolves, but with better tea. And I didn't realize how lucky I was until I got older and I met people that had been ossified into their adulthood during their childhood and told what is right and what is not right. My mother made sure that my brother and I were never interested in drugs by telling us all about all of them when we were too young for it to be possibly relevant. And when we were indeed offered drugs at school, both my brother and I said, "Thanks, I don't fancy the come down." There was no rebellion in it. Throughout my own studies, I'm a film director actually, writer-director. Throughout my own creative exploration, as I mentioned earlier, I've come to realize that knowing yourself is really important. But how do we do that in a way that's not, what's the word? I want to say hedonistic, but what's the flower drooping over the thing? Yes, I'd like to close the current tab. That would be great. Oh, there we go. Thank you. What is it? Narcissism, right? How do we know ourselves without becoming narcissistic? And of course, I think the problem is when we view ourselves in the way that we imagine others see us. What others think of you.
Making it more dramatic. This is your big closing moment.
All right, I'll get my jacket. Right, what others think of you is truly none of your business. And the truth is that other people are almost never thinking of you. So when your mind is occupied with all these negative thoughts, which is part of our evolution, all these negative thoughts that some other person, that they're thinking about you, it's almost never true. Almost never. Which means that those negative thoughts that you're burdened with exist exclusively in your brain. What a waste of space. What a burden to carry. What a burden to give yourself. And as a comedian said recently, since those thoughts exist only in your imagination, you might as well imagine people thinking you're awesome. And when you catch yourself imagining, oh, that person doesn't like me, they think I'm a problem, force yourself to think, no, actually, they think I'm the coolest. Like when they commented on my shoes, it's because they were super jealous and they just think I'm the best. And now, only in your imagination, but perhaps not only in your imagination, people are constantly thinking about how amazing you are. And you feel great. You feel loved. I came up with a meditation I want to share with you. To take away and try. This isn't to do now. It's very quick and easy to do. It's our nature to judge ourselves. It's a self-preservation mechanism that prepares us for making mistakes in the future. But unfortunately, when we imagine negative things, we experience them. And so we spend a lot of our time experiencing really crappy ways of living. So one of the reasons I envy 3-year-olds, because they just are awesome. They're like, I just am. I just drew a rainbow. Next challenge. Look at that puddle. I'm going to splash that puddle. And they splashed the puddle. I splashed that puddle. Did you? You didn't see. I'm going to splash the puddle again. Nobody splashes puddles the way I splash puddles. Okay, it went in my boot. So, I believe that if you judge yourself, you can never know yourself because you will only know the judgment. You can't see yourself because you'll only see the judgment. So what do we do about that? Here's the meditation. You make an agreement with your brain and you say, for 5 minutes, I'm going to examine myself. I'm just going to look inside and examine myself. And for this 5 minutes, I'm not going to approve or disapprove of anything. I'm just going to observe. I'm just going to look. And you say to your brain, thank you so much for protecting me by making sure I don't forget all those ways in which I might make mistakes or I have made mistakes, all of those regrets that I don't want to repeat, that behavior that I wish I hadn't, those things I wish I hadn't done. I really appreciate you keeping those in mind for me. I know you're protecting me. But for 5 minutes, I'm just going to pause that inner monologue. I'm going to pause approval or disapproval, worthy or unworthy, acceptable or unacceptable. I'm just going to pause it. Approval, positive and negative, pause it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set an alarm, do it on your phone or whatever, for 5 minutes. And when the alarm goes off, I trust that you'll bring those thoughts back. I know you will. You'll keep me safe. And then you start the timer and you look inside of yourself. And if you catch yourself approving or disapproving of something, just think to yourself, oh, that's me. Oops. Don't think, oh, I've ruined it. I'll just stop now. Just think, oh, yeah, I did that thing. That's okay. I also have no opinion about that. And continue to explore. And we spoke earlier about the why. Continue to explore the why. Continue to explore, well, why did I do that thing? Oh, when I was in that social space, I did that thing where I tried to look mysterious, but I actually looked really haughty. I've got resting I will kill you face. I don't know why I do that. Apparently I have don't mess with me walk. So when I'm walking, my friends are like, I didn't want to, like, you looked like you were going to do something. And I'm like, no, I'm just trying to think if I should have a cookie. I don't know. So look at why did I do that? Why do I pull that face? Because I have a good reason, right? Oh, well, it's because I want to be accepted and I'm not sure what to do. Oh, well, that makes sense. I don't know what to do, so I'm hesitant. I hold back, like any child would. You get to about 7, that's you, right? Between 6 and 8, that's you. And then you just learn more and more complicated things. But that's you. You want to be loved. So you keep looking at who you are and what you are. Just introspect. You can even visualize turning around inside yourself and looking literally into yourself. When the alarm goes off, you must stop. Otherwise, you're breaking the agreement with your brain. It's like the Pomodoro technique, if you've heard of that. You have to stop. Do this for 5 minutes a day for 5 days and see what happens. You will discover 2 critical things, maybe 9. 2 critical things. The first is that you have exclusively positive reasons for everything that you do. Everything. That argument that you refuse to let go, there's a positive reason for that. The aggression in the negotiation you had yesterday, there's a positive reason for all of it. And the second thing you're going to discover is that you're nice, actually. You're a nice person. The third thing is that you would like you. And that allows you to like other people. So I encourage you to try this. I also am so grateful for all of you joining us today. This is our 4th year with Microsoft. Thank you so much, Mike Pell. And Microsoft, far more generous than we deserve.
I would say so.
Yeah. One of the things that Mike does that isn't that visible is he takes away all of the logistical challenges We don't like have to even think about it. It's just like, oh yeah, hang on, I got to do the voice. Yeah, I did that. It's all taken care of. Make sure you put the chairs over there.
I did offer you my credit card.
He even offered me his credit card this morning. When it says Lamborghini on the, don't pay attention to that. No, but thank you. And also, of course, Aidan Rode. Many of you spoken to Aidan. I suspect Aidan is an angel, but I'm not sure. But I suspect. I have my suspicions. Also, of course, all of our speakers today. Everyone has been incredible. The truth is, I choose our speakers purely intuitively. I don't reason out who should come. If someone says, I really want to speak, it's a yes. Because I think Roy had a beautiful example just now. Like, if they mean it, they're going to tell you they mean it. And so I trust that feeling. And I think everyone today has just been, wow. I will be watching the recordings. All that remains is to ask you, we're probably going to send you a questionnaire. We're not very organized about that kind of stuff. Please do make any suggestions you can. I want to mention that we're planning, I think I mentioned already actually, Iceland next year. Yeah, next year in August, 19th to the 21st of August in Reykjavik, Iceland. We're just looking at plans for that.
And next week?
Oh yes, thank you. Yes, in London on Friday we are hosting at the Raindance Film Festival in partnership with Raindance. So if you know anybody in London or you're going to be in London, come along. It's the same jokes, but different speakers. We have about 45 minutes. Oh, and we need famous people, by the way, to come to Iceland. So if you know anybody really famous that will come for a cup of coffee and a cookie, tell us.
Sponsors, if you know anybody.
Yeah, we need sponsors. Yeah. We actually had no sponsors other than the support from Microsoft. No sponsors for this conference. We felt like it was important and worthwhile, so we're keeping on. But we do like being able to pay the rent. You know, I don't like paying the rent, but I love being able to. So we have a great reach. So we're looking for sponsors, particularly for Iceland, and famous people. And all that remains is to say, at 5 p.m., Mike is likely to say,
get the hell out.
You don't have to go home. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So I would love for you to please use the time we have remaining to meet someone that you haven't spoken to yet. Make a friend, could be for life. Change each other's lives by meeting. And just enjoy the time. Finish the coffee.
Hey, Maxim, can I leave you with one thought? So,
Yeah.
I didn't tell you this, but yesterday I did an all-day event exploring the nature of creativity, because we're working on a project to do something amazing, sort of like the Disneyland of creativity. But at the heart of all the discussion, it came back to the fact that creativity is what makes us uniquely human.
That's right.
And that is the most thing. Like, we all have to embrace that, right? It's your creative nature in whatever you do in life is where you actually feel like you come alive. And that's something to take away from all this. So thank you, Maxim. Thank you, team. Thank you, everyone, for being here.
And that is all that remains, is to say thank you. So thank you for coming. Have a wonderful evening.